Hello, this is James. So, I have achieved duel level max. Now I just need to get 3 straight wins to get my qualifier's invite. And the deck I used is a version of the Silent Swordsman slash deck. This list actually comes from one of my viewers. I'm pretty sure he's a subscriber. So thanks go to Dave. So the Silent Swordsman OTK deck is really powerful right now. Take advantage of it while you can, in case Konami makes the 5,000 life point thing permanent. And basically we have Silent Swordsman, and we give him Secret Pass to the treasures, and then we give him 2 power-ups, either a backup rider and a Silent Sword Slash, or 2 backup riders and 2 slashes, etc. And then we attack directly for 4,000 life points. And then Silent Sword, so the Silent Swordsman is inherently blocks targeting spells, so he cannot be econned. And Silent Sword Slash makes it so that he cannot be touched by any monster effects. Now, the main changes are KURIBOH and defense draw and impenetrable attack. So defense draw and impenetrable attack. Defense draw, when your opponent attacks at damage height, it makes your battle damage 0, and if you do, you draw a card. So that's good. You're negating damage and you're drawing cards. And then impenetrable attack, it's the same thing. You're stalling out. It only works during the battle phase, but it can block all of your damage during the battle phase. But these are kind of high. So instead of Windstorm and Curse, we're using these high risk, high reward protection cards. And then to kind of balance that out, we're using a low risk, lower reward in the form of Fuzzy KURIBOH. So this is going to prevent you from taking battle damage from one battle only, but it's unblockable, and it can't be Goked, it can't be Cosmic Cyclone, it can't be anything because it's a hand trap. So this guy actually works out pretty well because it's guaranteed. If you have a furry KURIBOH, it's guaranteed to give you that protection. Silent Swordsman, and then so you don't need all of your expensive draw cards. And any that you don't have, you can replace with your Jar of Greed. But Dark World Dealings has actually some synergy with Silent Swordsman Slash, because this card's activation effect cannot be negated. Yeah, and then you can banish this card from your graveyard to add 1 Silent Swordsman. So it's not amazing. It's not blow away cool, but if you have a Dark World Dealings and you have an extra slash and you don't have a swordsman, you can discard the slash and then banish it and get out your swordsman. So that's good. And then for these backup riders, if you don't have backup rider, you can try Blustering Winds. Blustering Winds will give you 1,000 points until the end of your next turn. So a Blustering Winds and a Slash doesn't give you 3,500, it doesn't quite give you the OTK, but it does protect your monster at 3,500 until into and past your opponent's next turn, unlike Backup Rider, which only works for 1 turn. Alright, so for the replays, alright, showing 5 replays of Silent Sword Slash working perfectly would be boring. So I have some replays of it not working out, of it not going perfectly, but still, it's still working well. Okay, so see, dual level max, and then let's go into our replays. All right, so first, and with this, I'm trying to show how you can try and play around different stuff. So the main things that counter the Silent Sword Slash are stuff like Grit. And Grit, there's no really playing around it. You just have to do, either go all in and do your 4,000 damage and take, and hope that you get the 15% chance to win, because that's the percentage chance if you attack them at full life. And then, or you can do a little bit of damage, and then finally defeat them. And then, but you have to draw into your slashes for that to work. So Grit, and then Fields of the Warriors, right? Fields of the Warriors makes Silent Swordsman level 3 into a 1200 attack point monster, and then you can't use Secret Pass to the treasures. But I only saw that one time, and I bricked out anyway. I didn't even draw a Silent Swordsman. Okay, so, but one of the threats that we can play around is burn or stall burn or whatever. So cards that have decks that have a lot of traps, you want to be careful with your slash, right? Because if you play slash, they can chain like a massive morph or a draining shield to the slash. So you need to be aware of how many potential chainable cards and how many slashes that you have. So in this case, it's an Odeon. It's obvious that it's a burn deck. My strategy is to just draw into all of my slashes, and then for every card, for every trap that he activates, I can chain a slash and, you know, get my attack in. So that's what we're gonna do. We draw all 3 slashes, all right, and then then I take an extra turn because I didn't go into my battle phase. I need to get this impenetrable tackle off the field. So we're gonna get that. And then now, okay, and now we're ready. This was against another of my viewers. I'm sorry, Ryan. You played a good game. We both knew what I was going for. So I flip up my Silent Swordsman, and then so here he chains the floodgate trap hole. That was actually a misplay. That was a misplay because I should have just let him put the floodgate onto my swordsman because I had another. But regardless, he has 2 traps. We have 2 Silent Sword slashes, so we are good to proceed. All right, so we're gonna go Secret Pass, and then we're gonna attack directly. Now remember, you don't want to activate your slash until the damage step or as a chain to another card. So he activates Draining Shield, we chain slash. He activates a second Draining Shield. If we didn't have a second slash, this would get us. But we have the slash. And we get 2,500, and we get 4,000, and that is game. Thank you for the duel, Ryan. Alright. Oh, and we're using restart, excuse me, we're using dual standby instead of restart, so that we're using, because we have 3 of each card. Basically, we have a 4-card combo. Swordsman, generally we need at least 1 slash, and then backup rider or slash, and then Secret Pass. And dual standby gives us a greater chance of, so we need 1 each of 12 cards, and dual standby gives us a greater chance of getting that, as opposed to restart. And that's why also I'm not using card advance or anything like that. I'm just using the combo cards and then cards that give me cards. All right, so this is spellbooks, and spellbooks take forever. So he gets the grass, he gets the Spellbook of Life. Now Spellbook of Fate, where is it? Spellbook of Fate is that's power. Spellbook of Fate is a problem because it's non-targeting. Spellbook of Fate is non-targeting, so when they pop a Fate, you either need to have your slash, and if you have your stuff set, like you either need to smoke them. You need to smoke them if you got them, like, because they can activate Fate and then choose, and then have you react, and then they can choose the target for Fate, even though Fate's not targeting. I think the Spellbook of Power and the Spellbook of Eternity are the same book. Okay, anyway, so this is spellbooks, and Fate's tough. So we go, all right, so this is the same thing. We go, he tries to banish with Fate, we chain slash. Our swordsman is immune to effects. Now we kind of have to play the long game here. So we set the defense draw, we set this, and we're gonna go backup rider, and we're gonna save a slash because he has more Fates. I know he has more Fates. Alright, and we're gonna destroy like the bigger threat. Now he can choose, is he going to try and crash, or is he going to go for the Fate with his Prophecy Destroyer? So he gets Reaper back out with Spellbook of Life. Activates Fate again for the Banish. And then Silent Sword Slash protects. So what I mean by you have to play around Fate, like you have to react when Fate is played. It doesn't like target and then give you the chance to play your cards like Co-Mushroom. It's just it activates and then you get a chance to react, and then whatever they choose after that gets banished. So we preemptively chain the Slash. Now Swordsman is immune, and then he sets up his field for next turn. And I see, alright, so he goes Eternity, grabs the power, and then we banish the Slash. So regardless of the situation, it's always good to pull out cards when you have the opportunity, because if you can pull it out, you'd rather have it than be drawing into it. So we're going to banish the Slash and get a Silent Swordsman. And here I'm trying to fake him out. So here he doesn't know if I have my third Slash, so I'm going to act like I do. So what we do is we normal summon our Swordsman, and right here, you don't set the impenetrable attack, you pretend that it's a Slash. We're going to put Secret Pass of the treasures, and then he's going to go Fate, and I'm just going to let him do this. So he banishes the Silent Swordsman because that's the bigger threat to... He banishes the small Silent Swordsman because that's the bigger threat to him, and then I get to attack for 2,000 damage, but we're not out of the woods yet. So Spellbook of Secrets, that's going to grab an Eternity, and then Eternity is going to grab a Master, and I believe this was his misplay. Yes, so instead of Master, he should have grabbed Fate to banish my Silent Swordsman, but we were even able to get to that point by bluffing him out. So that's a strat. That's probably the main strategy with spellbooks, is you want to bait them into banishing with Fate, because they know that Slash prevents Fate. So you need to use that fear against them. Okay, and this happened on stream. It was very, very good. This is, well, we'll see. It's poetic justice. All right, so we're going first against Yugi Moto, and we have Duel standby, and he has restart, and we see that it is Sylvan's. Okay, so let's look at our hand. Alright, we have Secret Pass, we have Backup Rider, and we have Slash. All we need is the Swordsman for our combo. So Cosmic Cyclone takes him down to 3,000 life points, and then so here's why Jar of Greed is better than Crystal Seer. Not for Cosmic Cyclone, obviously, but against all the Noble Knights, they always fry the monster, and then you get no value out of your Crystal Seer. Whereas if they use our Feidutur on Jar of Greed, you still get to activate him. And in this case, we still get to activate him, we get value, takes him down to 3,000 life points, and now we have a decision to make. Because, so Sylvans, their rhythm is they have like a very slow turn, and then they like explode, right? So he has this Carrot Lover, he could easily draw into a Guardy Oak, and then Guardy Oak Mills, and I have no protection. Right, one KURIBOH is not going to protect me from a full field of Sylvans, especially if he gets Guardy Oak. If he has Guardy Oak and then Guardy Oak into Rose Lover and then Rose Lover into Tree, and he has 3 monsters. So one KURIBOH is not going to protect me against all that. So we need to take the chance that this is not an econ. Right? And actually, I agonized on this and for a little bit, but we do have the potential for KURIBOH OTK. So, because KURIBOH has less than 1,000 damage, less than 1,000 attack points, he gets Secret Pass. We're going to go 1 Backup Rider. We're going to go 2 Backup Riders. We're going to attack directly with Yugi's own signature monster. Beautiful. Okay. Obviously that's silly, but it is very good. And then our final replay, and this is my max rank up match. And this is why it's important. It's very important to pay attention to delays. The replay doesn't preserve the delay, but I'm gonna tell you. Okay, so we have Duel standby. I'm very nervous, and I have the full combo with the draw card just for fun. Okay, now I say full combo because it's Sylvans. Most of the Sylvan cards don't affect. Well, sometimes they have Treacherous Trap Hole, but usually they don't draw into it. Assault Armor. This card you can get from the Legendary Warriors box. You can only get one. You get one per structure deck, and this can kind of fill in for either a. This can fill in for either a Gravekeep. This can fill in for a Secret Pass or a power-up card. So if you have only one power-up card, Swordsman goes to 2500 and you can attack twice. Or if you have two power-up cards, and so you have a power-up card, Assault Armor, Secret Pass, and Swordsman. Assault Armor lets you attack twice at 2500. Alternatively, Assault Armor can give you you can power your Swordsman up to 4000 and then attack twice. And if your opponent only has one monster, that's going to be game. So okay, yeah. So we don't have the full combo. Now we do. Now we're ready. Now we're going to go into the Void. We're just going to get that extra card, and then we're going to go Swordsman. Now, very important. When I played into the Void and had no monsters, there was a very long delay. Now, what could that be? What could that be? So Econ, if it was either Econ or Treacherous Trap Hole, it would have given delay on when I had a monster, when I summoned my monster. Instead, it delayed when I played a spell card. And what that means is this back row is an Ultimate Providence, and he has a spell card, probably an Econ, in hand, and he's going to use it to negate my Silent Sword Slash. That's what he's thinking about. So, we are going to use that against him. I don't activate Silent Sword Slash first, because I don't want to take the chance that he actually reads the card. Okay. But if he but that's risky, because if he negates any of these other two, we can't win in this turn, and I do want to rank up very badly. So, we're going to go Backup Rider. There's a delay. We activate Assault Armor. There's another delay. It's nerve-wracking. I activate Assault Armor once more, and now we're in the clear. Now we're perfectly safe. Now we just need to wait for the proof. Okay, so again, we activate Silent Sword Slash in the damage step, playing around the KURIBOH, and he activates Ultimate Providence, thinking that he's so smug, he wants to do it with style, but he does not read the card. Silent Sword Slash, this card's activation and effect cannot be negated. Ultimate Providence negates the activation. Silent Sword Slash cannot be negated, and remember, we have a double attack. So all he can do is watch as his monsters are milled out. Look, he even got a Marshal Leaf, he got a Co-Mushroom, he got a Rose Lover, he got a Hermitry. He's getting, he gets the kill, he gets the back row destruction, he gets the special summon, and he gets to reorder his deck. Basically a perfect Sylvan activation, but because he didn't fully internalize the Silent Sword Slash, he lost, and I won. Thank you for watching.